Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this webinar with FIMER and OpenSolar webinar. My name is Warren Merritt. I'm the Technical Sales Lead for FIMER, located in Melbourne. What we'll do is we'll do a bit of a intro on the relationship between OpenSolar and FIMER. Then we'll also I'll talk a little bit about who FIMER is and the product portfolio that FIMER offer, and then I'll pass it over to Christian Starkey, who is the OpenSolar guru here, and he'll be able to work through and show you the powerful tools that OpenSolar software has to offer. So just to kick it off, a few months ago, FIMER Australia partnered up with OpenSolar. We did this to ensure that installers who chose to use FIMER inverter and battery solution products had a useful and handy, powerful tool to be able to give professional proposals to their customer. Not only is it a powerful tool for your design and gives you the ability to build up a proposal, but it also allows you to have access to FIMER's products, data sheets, and product information and that sort of stuff as well. So before I kick into it, I just want to talk a little bit about who FIMER is. Let me just get this laptop going. So FIMER has been around since 1942. It's an Italian-based manufacturing company across 26 countries. We have 1,100 employees. We have 47 gigawatts worth of installed solar inverters out there, which makes FIMER the 4th largest solar inverter manufacturer globally. We have 3 product sites in the world. We have 2 in Italy for our string inverters, and 1 in India for our central inverters for our utility space. Here in FIMER Australia, there's about 25 employees covering sales, marketing, service support, and logistics. I'm based in Melbourne with some management team and some admin staff. We have a team up in Brisbane, and we also have a team in Sydney. The team in Sydney is our logistical staff, where our warehouse is, so all our stock is based in Sydney. We have a state-of-the-art repair centre, our customer service and warranty team, and our technical support staff. So one thing to mention about our technical support staff, they're fully accessible not only by installers, but also end users as well, the mums and dads out there as well. So we understand that your time as installers is valuable. So your customers, the end users, are free to call tech support and we'll be able to help them. And if they need your support, we'll certainly direct them towards you. And it's worth mentioning that we're 100% committed to the Australian solar market. That's all we do here in Australia. As far as the portfolio goes, I'll only focus on the residential and the commercial range here. We also have a utility space as well. But with residential is our Uno DM Plus Q solar inverters. This is our grid connected inverters, ranging from 2 kilowatts to 6 kilowatts. 2 MPPTs. These are very easy to install and commission. Wi-Fi built in. The Uno DM comes with a 10-year warranty, a full 10-year warranty, not a 5+5. So we cover logistics, the repair, replacement, and also reimbursed replacement costs, labour costs for the installer. Then we have the React 2, which is our hybrid inverter battery solution, all integrated into one. Comes in a 3.6 and a 5 kilowatt inverter, and comes with battery modules. So each battery module is a 4 kilowatt hour lithium ion battery, and you can add on batteries when you wish, up to 12 kilowatt hours modular. In the C&I space, we have our PVS 50 and 60. The SX2 version, which is our top version, is a 3 MPPT version. We also offer a standard version, which is a single tracker as well. So it depends on your design. We can offer that, whether or not you use string combiner boxes or the all-in-one version where the SX2, PVS 50 and 60 have a built-in all-in-one combiner box as well. All the advanced communication that you'd possibly want. It's a very power-dense machine. Even comes with an extra 10% power output for ambient temperatures under 30 degrees. So it's a very powerful tool. The PVS 100, our 6 MPPT version, 1000 volt input, all-in-one solution as well. So great for commercial use, has all the functionality that you require, communication, fuse monitoring, string monitoring, all that sort of stuff. We'll just dig into the UNO DM+Q technical specifications before I pass you on to Christian to talk about OpenSolar. So as I mentioned before, 2 to 6 kilowatt sizes in 3, 3.6, 4, 4.6 and 5 and 6. The 3.3 to 6 is a 2 MPPT version. Very easy to install with a high quality AC connector and MC4 connections on the DC side. It does come with a compliant DC isolator, so it is compliant to the AS5033 regulation, which means that you don't need to install an external DC isolator adjacent to the inverter. Built-in Wi-Fi, also comes with an optional comms card too, if you require RS485 connection, any DRMO remote functions, load monitoring, and even Ethernet connection. Has a built-in web server. Not only does this one, the UNO DM, have it and the React 2, but all our inverters in the commercial space and even in the utility space have this built-in web server. So if you can commission the 2 kilowatt inverter, you can also commission the PVS 175, which is our largest 175 kilowatt string inverter. It's very easy to do. And as mentioned before, as standard, a 10-year full replacement warranty. So a full 10-year, we cover logistics, replacement, and also reimburse labour costs. For our React 2, there's probably not an easier, physically and easier way to commission the React 2 against any other product with batteries out in the market. It's because of the modular system here, it's very easy to install. It's a plug and play system. The connection between the inverter and the batteries is through plug-in cables. You can install the React 2 inverter initially and add on batteries if you want. The physically installation is super easy, and the commissioning of the inverter and the batteries is also extremely easy. It's just a drop box, step by step. You can add on a batteries or take away a batteries just by simply clicking on a drop box. It's extremely high efficient. With the battery modules, there are 200 volt lithium ion battery with a high voltage battery charger. So there's very little losses within the battery module, which in hand gives you higher efficiency and higher yield. It can be connected to an energy smart meter that FIMER also offer, which can increase absolute performance with self-consumption and self-sufficiency. Some of the value propositions for the React 2 is the easy to install. It's made, the inverter and the battery modules are made by FIMER, so there's no conflict between manufacturers with the inverter and the battery modules. So it's built to work together. It plugs in together super easy. It's over 90% self-efficiency, so there's not many on the market that come close, especially when it's a DC coupled system. A high voltage 200 volt battery, far more efficient than the 48 volt alternatives. Extremely flexible. You can add on batteries, as I said before. Battery modules are 4 kilowatt hours, so you can add on a 4 kilowatt, then an 8 kilowatt, 12 kilowatt when the customer chooses and can afford it. AC and DC side connections and quality AC plug and MC4s on the DC side. Has all the communications built in, so there's no options to have with a React 2. So it comes with wireless, Ethernet connection. It actually has a couple of load management relays, so you can switch on loads in high productive times, maintain high efficiency, so you're not importing from the grid. And also our monitoring tools. So FIMER have a monitoring platform called Aurora Vision. There's a few products here, and it's free for the lifetime of the install or installation. There's no subscription fees or anything like that. We have a great tool for installers, which is the Plant Portfolio Manager, which we can create an organisational account for the installers, and you can have all your installations in one area. So you can be the administrator of that account. It makes it easy to not only administer the account, but reports, notifications, remote firmware upgrades, troubleshooting, asset management. Is quite a powerful tool. Then we have the plant viewer PC model here for casual users, for the homeowner on their PC, which gives an overview of just their installation. It's also used widely in the commercial aspect of the customer feeling proud of their installation. They can have a display in their foyer, which shows what's going on with all the environmental benefits as well. And then we have the plant viewer for mobile, which is the mobile app version of that. And then we have Energy Viewer. So Energy Viewer app, which is free to download from any Apple or Android app store. It's a great tool, especially when it's connected, or the inverter's connected with an energy smart meter. So you can see energy flows throughout the system. You can see energy flows from the array for batteries in the case of the React 2, so battery discharge and charging, and also import and export data from the grid from the energy meter. So it's a great tool. It's very easy to use. You can get indications for event, error events, do remote firmware upgrades. It has a great little dashboard, easy to use. So we have some powerful tools for the monitoring systems as well to back up the solar installations. So that was just my brief chat about FIMER and the basic residential products as well. My number's there, you can feel free to contact me, and also on the screen is the FIMER tech support line, which installers and end users are happy to install. But without further ado, I'll pass on to Christian Starkey, who is the OpenSolar guru. He'll show us what we're here to see, the OpenSolar platform.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Warren. Yeah, so welcome guys to this webinar today, and I'll be taking over now, just speaking a little bit about the OpenSolar product and where FIMER fits in solar as a sales and design tool. So just bear with me while I share my screen. Right. Okay, cool. So I've got OpenSolar up here now. And just for a bit of context for those who haven't heard of OpenSolar before, maybe some of you who have joined today are already active users on OpenSolar. But yeah, just a bit of background on us. So the app was invented by the pioneers of remote solar design. They came from a company in the United States a few years ago, and now have brought all of that knowledge in the solar industry to develop OpenSolar, where we launched in Sydney last year. So we're an Australian-based company. We have a small team over in the United States, but we are used by solar companies all over the world. But yeah, primarily in Australia today. And so we've designed the app, of course, to be in line with the CEC guidelines. These are always changing, of course, but that is kind of the idea in that. So yeah, just beginning on the app today, you can see down the bottom here, we are split into 4 different zones. So this My Energy page is the customer facing side of the app. That's what the end customer is going to see when you send out their solar proposal. We have the project zone at the beginning, which is where you create a new project, you manage your CRM and all of your key contact information. The studio zone is where you do the solar design. My Energy, that proposal, and then the control zone is only for the administrators of the account to set up all of the back end, like the pricing, the payment options, and the various templates and things like that. So essentially OpenSolar, you have an end-to-end toolkit, beginning with like lead gen, managing a CRM, a solar design tool, a proposal generation tool, and then you have the post-sales features as well, where you can hand over owner's manuals and things like that after you've closed the sale online. Page today, just to give you a quick look at what the end product looks like on OpenSolar. You can see here it's a fully interactive proposal, so we can switch between a solar only and a solar and battery quote that I've set up here. And of course, in this proposal, I've included the FIMER products. So this first one, I've included just the React to 5 kilowatt inverter. And then this second option here, I've included the battery option as well. So you can see here, as Warren mentioned before, they come in 4 kilowatt hour modules, but in this case. At this session, then just let me know and I can switch over to my hotspot. My Wi-Fi has been a little bit dodgy the last few days. But yeah, so you can see here this nice looking content displayed in the proposal, which adds a lot of value, and the end customers really like seeing this content, as they can, view videos about the products here. We can see this video straight from YouTube, and we got, lots of different details in this residential range brochure that can be viewed by the customer as well. And then we've also got the spec sheets automatically attached to the proposal as well there. So yeah, really nice looking content in here from FIMER. And so as I scroll down, once again, we can select between these different options, and all of the charts and things will update as we flow through this proposal as well. So we've got, how the system works, the environmental benefits. We've also got the net financial impact with the payback period. And for the keen customers, we can see a detailed annual financial table. Going beyond that, we have the electricity bill savings. Once again, switching and easily comparing between the options. We're not limited to 2 options. You can have up to 6 working pretty steadily in OpenSolar, but just 2 in this example I'm showing you now. And then at the bottom, we have here the quotation table and the option to download the proposal if you want to generate a PDF document and send it away as an offline version. They want to go with here, they can then select their payment option. So in this case, I've got a cash and a loan option, and then they can go right through to accept proposal and pay the deposit online. So they can review the terms and conditions here that we've got for your business. These are just some example ones that I'd set up. They can and then put in the signature here. So I've used Warren as my customer in this example, and then confirm and pay online. So once they do that, the user, yourself, will get an email saying the customer has accepted the proposal, and then you can proceed on with the next steps with invoicing them, generating the owner's manuals, and so on. Cool. So we'll just we'll quickly just jump into the control zone now. I'm just going to show you how to set up the FIMER products in OpenSolar first before we do our design. So I'm just coming over to the left and clicking on design and hardware here, and then going into inverters. And you can see here an active list of inverters that I use pretty much on a regular basis. These would be them. I've got FIMER there as well, which will help you with markup pricing schemes and getting a margin on that as well. So yeah, my colleague Dan's just telling me my internet's a little bit sketchy, so just bear with me. I'm just going to switch over quickly to my hotspot. This shot. Cool. So I've switched over now. Hopefully that's going to be a little bit more stable going forward, but do let me know again. Yeah, so adding into this active list, I'm just going to go and click create here at the top right. I can quickly search for FIMER, and you'll see displayed here a list of inverters that we can choose from. So all these ones with the brand are going to be the ones that are displayed with that nice looking content and the spec sheets, the branding, and the videos and so on. So yeah, we can choose an inverter from our list here. I'll take this, this Uno DM inverter. We can view the specs here. And we can also enter in the product and additional parts warranties in this case as well. We can just click customize specification and we can enter in those fields there. Cool. And lastly, putting in the cost per unit here as well to help you factor in on the price breakdown at the end of the day. So you can see the margin on that job. So this is pretty handy to enter in as well. So if I just hit save, I've already actually I've got it in here already. So if I just go back to my list, I think I'd actually already added in one of these previous pages. But yeah, so they're the steps to carry out to add in the FIMER products into your list. We've also got the batteries tab over here, and you can see I've got the 4 kilowatt hour and the 8 kilowatt hour modules already in my list. So the same steps again by clicking create and then quickly searching for FIMER there. All right, we'll take it from the beginning now and go into the project zone. So if I just click this project button twice, I'll be brought into my list of projects where I can quickly view, all the addresses that I'm working on and all of my contact information here. So I'll go and click new project and enter it in an address that I want to work with. We can select from residential or commercial, and then we can put in some contact information here. So just put in some dummy details, whoops. And then any relevant emails and phone numbers. You don't need to put that in just yet. So if we go through now and click on create and view, we'll be brought into this project zone where we can manage key project details. So in here, we have the workflow up on the right hand side here, where you can see the different stages moving throughout that project lifetime, from designing, selling, installing, and maintaining there. And all of these can be customized fully for your business. And if you tick them off, they'll appear in this project history tab here. So this is a good way to manage your CRM and all of the projects and those key milestones there. Two other quick key points that I want to mention on this project zone as well are the electricity usage. So you can quickly customize the usage there for your customer, depending on how much they're consuming. And then on the right-hand side, selecting the tariff as well. So we've got this AusNet services one automatically applied because of the location that I'm taking, but I can go through with this magnifying glass and select a different tariff, and we can use multiple different filters there to find the rate that we're looking for. Great, so I'm just gonna go straight through now to the studio zone where we do the solar design. So we've just loaded it in here. And I'll just zoom in a little bit on this roof just to get a good view. Now on the right-hand side, sorry, on the left-hand side over here, we can select our panel type firstly. I'll just go and select this and choose from my active list. So maybe in this case, I'll just take this LG panel here. And now we can just go ahead and click on plus panel group at the top, and we'll get a little panel pop up here. And using Solar Touch, just clicking and dragging along the roof face like so to add in the panels. So as you do that, you can also set the azimuth as well, so they're facing the right angle too. So we've got this group laid down now. We've got an azimuth of 10 degrees, a slope of 20 degrees is the automatic slope that's set in OpenSolar, but you can alter these as you go along. And we can also just add in additional panels to this array by clicking on these surrounding boxes. And just deleting them quickly as well by clicking and dragging. Cool. Yep, so we've got this group of 14 panels. A few other options on the left here, such as move horizontal. You can pick up and drag them now with this yellow bubble. So there's a few different features that relate specifically to this panel group on the left-hand side as this is selected here. So we'll just click on the System tab at the top to return us to this Home Settings of the Studio menu. And now we can go ahead and add in our inverter. So I'll click on plus here, and you can see as I've clicked plus, it's automatically added in an inverter for this job. So I've got the React 2 Uno 5 kilowatt in this case from FIMER. But yeah, if that's not your automatically set inverter, we can click on select here, and then once again choosing from our list. So I've got a few FIMER in here, and you can also quickly search the database by coming into here and once again typing in FIMER there, and you should see them all pop up in a nice list like this. Cool. Yep, so I'll take the React 2 in this case. Might just add in a few additional panels in here. Cool. Alrighty, yep, so we've got our inverter, and now perhaps we want to give the customer two different system options. We can do that easily in OpenSolar by clicking the plus system tab at the top, and then duplicating this system So that pretty much just copies all of the data across into a new option here for the customer, and we can retitle them at the top as well. So this might be our battery option. In that case, we'll just type in solar and battery. And in this first one, we can just call it solar only. Cool. And of course, in this battery option, we want to add in the battery as well, just in this, this little tab here. And so we can click on plus battery, and then once again, coming in here to select the battery module that we want to go with. So in this case, I'm just going to take the one module, 4 kilowatt hour. And that will be then added in for you now. Cool. So now just done our first design in OpenSolar. It's pretty quick like that. You can then select the pricing, the incentives, and the payment option in here. Note that the STC will automatically be applied for you based on the postcode and the system size. But yeah, within the pricing scheme, you should have a few default ones set up here. I've just got a price per watt to price this one. But yeah, you can take a markup scheme and a variety of others that I'll touch on shortly. And within this section as well, you got a price breakdown there that accounts for all of your costs for that job. Cool. Alrighty, so if I just zoom out here a little bit, this white box that we're seeing is the preview image for the end customer in the proposal. And maybe we want to give them another view of the home with that solar system. I might just take a look at the south view down here. I can click on show customer. And then I just want to align this map as well once I've done that too. Cool. So we've got it aligned now as well. We can just zoom out a bit and that should be good to go. Okay, great. So we'll go through to the My Energy page now. We can just quickly view that quote. And the first thing that pops up here is a quick cover page message that your customer can read from you and your business. So you can see here, this is the text that they would be greeted with. And directly beneath that, we have a little bit of information, about your solar business in here. You can add in any images and things like that as well to customize it. So once they go through there, they can then view their quote that we were looking at before. And once again, with these, with the FIMER content nicely displayed on the proposal there as well. Cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it as an end-to-end process from creating the project, doing the design, and then sending out the quote. They can then accept that proposal, as I said before, and then you can manage the post-sale steps in the project zone later on. So I'll just touch on this control zone now. A few key things that would be nice to set up when you're starting out on OpenSolar. So once again, remembering that this is only for the administrators of the account. But over here on the left, you have the company section, which you can quickly put in some business information about your business, like you saw here in that quote. And you can put in your logo at the bottom here. And always remembering to click save when you make any progress on this control zone area. You can add in team members quickly in this section. So you can see here, I've got a few team members, and you can click plus create and just enter in an email address and some other details. Click save, and that will send them an email to then join this account. Making them an admin in here will allow them to access this control zone. This pricing and payment section is where you set up all of your pricing schemes and your payment options as well. So pricing schemes being, price per watt. You can use a markup scheme that takes into account all of the costs that you would have entered in. So the cost information in this area, and then the cost, of course, of all of the hardware that you're using for that job. And you also have, a fixed pricing scheme as well if you want to use that. The payment options, you have a few different ones as well. So you can go with cash. I've set up a loan option, but you can also use PPAs and a variety of others as well in there. So I won't get into too much detail as it will just soak up a bit too much time, but just generally running through these different sections. This design and hardware section, as we touched on a little bit earlier, is just where you add in all of the hardware that you're using for your jobs and adding in any costs that you want to as well. In here, you can also select the default panel and the default inverter that will appear when you design in Studio. So in my case, I've got the trainer one here. And then my inverter that automatically came up was this FIMER React 2 inverter. So yeah, these same steps all for modules, inverters, batteries, and other components. And then the purchase experience section, this area here relates entirely to the end customer. So you can customize the proposal template and essentially just changing up that My Energy page and configuring how that looks at the end of the day. So I've got here a residential one and a commercial one that I can apply to my commercial projects. So yeah, you have a lot of flexibility in here to chop and change that template. You can add in lots of customizable content that suits your business as well. So that's pretty handy. And you can also add in this contract template, your terms and conditions of your business that the customer will have to see before they sign away. The checkout experience relates to the final steps before payment. So you can enable the checkout here. You have the option to accept credit card as well via Stripe, which is one of our nice integrations. And you can find some instructions on how to set that up in our help center. And then we also have this accept offline button, which you can allow them to check out offline and just paying a deposit via your bank details that you provide here. Cool. Yeah, so they're the main kind of things that I would want to touch on in this session today without diving too deep. But I will leave you here with this support button at the bottom right. So if we click that, we will be brought into the help center by clicking this button here. So I'll just dive in there very quickly. It looks like this. We have a training package here that we've set up for you guys to get to know the software and get set up really quickly. Within that, we do have various training webinars as well if you're interested in them. They happen on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday every week. So they're really good to get set up quickly on OpenSolar too. So do check out this training package, and the Help Center in general has loads and loads of great articles that will answer a lot of your questions about OpenSolar. But yeah, if you're still getting stuck, you can always just shoot us an email at support@opensolar.com or just book in a one-to-one training session with myself here, and I'd be happy to run you through some of those challenges that you might be encountering along the way. Cool. And just lastly, before I hand over to the Q&A session, is this FIMER page on our OpenSolar website. So in here, you're able to see I've made a video here. So if you need to just re-jog your memory on the steps today of how to add in that FIMER content, you can check out this video. So this is just opensolar.com/FIMER-exhibit. So you can check out that link. And at the bottom of the page here, we have the full list of components that are available on OpenSolar from FIMER here. And these are the codes that we use in OpenSolar. So you'd want to be searching for these codes here. Cool. All right, that pretty much wraps up my run through of the program. So yeah, if you have any questions about OpenSolar, about any FIMER products, then please utilize that Q&A box now. And myself, Warren, and my colleague Dion here would be happy to answer any of those questions that come through. So yeah, thanks for joining in on today's session, and looking forward to seeing what questions you might have. Cheers, everyone.
Thanks, Christian. So does anyone have any questions out there? We're happy to answer for you. So as you can see, the OpenSolar platforms are a great tool to help you design and build up that proposal for your customers. I hope you do get a chance to log on and have a look at the content. Also, all the information about the FIMER inverters also. So if there's no questions, I don't think I see any questions. I'm happy to cut the webinar a little early, and thank you all for coming, and thank you, Christian, for your time. I got a little bit out of that myself. Thank you very much. All right. I think we'll leave it there today if there's no questions.
I think we've just got one quickly come through, Warren, there. Just about John is wondering, he sent a request to become a partner, but maybe that's something that you guys can discuss, via email or via quick phone call at a later point in time.
Yeah, sure. We'll touch base. Who was that from again? Sorry, I missed the name there.
That was from John. You can just view that in the Q&A box. Should just be in the Zoom kind of main control tab.
I think you still have control. I can't get in there, so.
That's all good. I can just shoot it over to you.
Yeah, we'll certainly be in touch, John. We're happy to talk to you, mate. There's always a need for service providers, so I'll get your details through this webinar, and then we'll be in contact.
Cool. Awesome. Well, yeah, thanks again, Warren, for assisting me on today's session. And yeah, any other questions about OpenSolar can be directed to me, support@opensolar.com, and anything that's specifically FIMER related, feel free to send that over to Warren. I'll also be distributing this as a recording as well, probably at some point tomorrow, so you can just touch back on this session if you need to. All right. Cheers, everyone, and have a great afternoon.